this was the first film that I'd ever done, so it was very different. I grew up doing theater in school. When you're doing theater, there's no like, okay, take two, let's try this again, or there's really no room for error. You have to get it right the first time. So the film, in a sense, was a bit easier, but the film was more so me like channeling or becoming my character. To me, it was like very clear that this wasn't me. Like I said, I was channeling or becoming Lana, and what would Lana do in this moment, or how would Lana react. It wasn't hard for me to get into character. There was rehearsals. We also sat down and went through the script. We got rid of a lot of stuff and then we added some things. So there was that kind of like open communication between Andrew, Marjorie, and myself when we were kind of trying to figure out what the script would look like. I just tried to get as much sleep as possible. I think that was the key for me, is just being well rested, because we were doing 12-hour days, and then we were switching back and forth from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. So mostly just making sure that I was well rested enough to be able to get through the day. I just remember being really cold. Being out in the elements like that, I definitely think it put me in a different headspace of like, you gotta nail this, you gotta get this right, like make it happen, because the sooner you make it happen, the sooner we can move on to the next scene, and the next scene, I know we're going inside. So I remember like the first scene we shot, it was me in the suit. I also didn't necessarily care for that suit because I could like hardly breathe in it. Shooting that particular scene like lit a fire under me, because I think we got that scene in like 1 or 2 takes, but we just like shot it a third or however many times, just to make sure, like just in case. Having done that scene and it like shot really well, it was kind of like, okay, like yeah, let's do it. Like it was motivating. My favorite scene, I think, to shoot was the one with the mirror. Mm-hmm. And we were just I was just twirling with the mirror outside. To see it on the screen, like to watch it, it was like a very powerful scene and empowering. And I just remember feeling like a kid, just like twirling around with this mirror while we were shooting that. I just wanted to bring that up as like probably my favorite scene to shoot. I don't know, I think we all kind of just were leaning on each other at one point, because there were absolutely stressful days. I think us sharing that experience helped us all develop a bond. Very much so felt like a family, because at this point we were seeing each other more than we were seeing our own families, and the friendship and the like family vibes kind of kept me motivated and able to get through. I have a very distinct look, so for most people I'm not typically going to be portrayed as the like girl next door or like the everyday type girl, but I feel like when there's a statement or the wow factor that wants to be made in a film or commercial or something of the sort, that's where I'm able to kind of like flourish. I'm just thankful that Marjorie saw something beyond my vitiligo and decided to have me in this project, because I don't have necessarily an everyday look. The struggle that I personally have in my real life of just like showing up as myself and not feeling the need to kind of like blend in or cover my spots going out into the world. There is that sort of, I don't know, it's just like you're made to feel different, and you know, people sometimes aren't even aware that they are staring, or they make me personally feel uncomfortable by like staring and different things like that. And I think Lana, she's like an outcast of a sort. She's going to be an outcast of a sort. That's kind of how I'm made to feel on a day-to-day if I'm like out and about, and you know, different comments or if people are staring, that sort of stuff. We did have dialogue. We had a pretty good amount. We changed it up like throughout the course of shooting and then even thereafter. I appreciate the differentness of the film and the very little amount of dialogue that there is, because it leaves it up to the viewer's interpretation of what Marjorie was trying to convey. For me, I watched it with a friend, and his interpretation of the movie like opened my eyes to certain things, and I was like, wow, like that's really cool, because I kind of saw it as this, but he saw it as a different way. And it's the same that can be said with anybody who watches the film. Like, what is the message? Like, what is the director trying to say here? What are the characters saying here? Like, everybody's view on that is different. The little amount of dialogue really allows for that to be possible.